I wonder if you've ever had that moment. You know, the one that feels so good. Perhaps a little too good. You know, the moment when you become more relaxed. You feel your body just loosening, letting go, beginning to open somewhere deep inside. And then something changes. Maybe you find yourself wanting to move a little faster. Maybe you become aware of a sudden impatience. Or maybe your attention just wanders. Or perhaps nothing obvious happens at all, just a gentle sense that you'd rather be somewhere else right now. And perhaps you've never really thought about it. But why would you? It's only a moment. And yet sometimes these tiny moments, these movements can tell us something about the way we experience pleasure and how comfortable we are staying inside a sensation, and about what happens when something begins to feel really good. So today, we're going to get curious about that, not to try to change anything, not to overcome it, just by noticing what happens when, shall we say, instead of moving away, we stay. Perhaps just for a little longer than we would do normally. Hi, it's Damien, and welcome to Tantric Flame. I'm so glad you've decided to join me today. So, before we drop into it, just one quick thing. These episodes are all about clearing a little space, the rush, the stall, the habits that step between you and your own sensuality. But clearing the way isn't the same as stepping through that door, of experiencing that new level of sensuality. And there's something truly beautiful waiting beyond that door. And it's yours. That feeling of receiving, of slowing down, of allowing pleasure to become something you actually inhabit, rather than something you hurry towards. That's what Flickr is. It's a short, free audio experience designed to reconnect you with that deeper sensuality. You'll find the link in the show's notes when you're ready. But for now, let's begin. So take a moment and find somewhere where you won't be disturbed for the next little while. Take care your spine is straight, as this allows the energy to move through your body easily. You can know for the next few minutes there is nowhere else you need to be. No to-do list, no cell phones. You have decided this is your time. Your time to develop your sensuality. Doesn't matter if you're laying down or sat up. Each is perfect in its own way. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath and let it go, relaxing deeper. And another one, a little deeper now, letting it go further and further. So just notice the sensation of your body against what's ever supporting it, the surface beneath you, so safe, holding you. And with that in mind, you can just let your eyes close all the way down. I'd like you to notice your breathing, the gentle rise and fall of your chest that happens all by itself. Something your body has been doing since the moment you were born, without asking, just automatically. And notice the room around you, the quiet, the temperature, the space, the sounds at the edges, the sounds beyond the edges. Just let yourself arrive, not as an idea, but as a sensation. You are here. Your body is here. And you can know for these next few moments, there is nothing you need to chase, nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to become. Just come as you are, perfectly relaxed, breathing slower, deeper. Now, I'd like to bring to mind a small moment. Nothing dramatic, just a moment where you began to feel really good. It could be intimate, it could be sensual or sexual, or maybe it's just a case of feeling good. Notice that time when you speed up a little. Perhaps you suddenly wanted to get somewhere. Perhaps you wanted the intense feelings to be over. Or perhaps you simply disappeared for a moment. You don't need to go into the whole memory. You don't need the story. Just enough to let your body remember. That small tightening, that quickening, that impulse to move, or that subtle feeling of going somewhere else. You can just notice it now. And now, let the picture fade, any colours becoming grey, distanced, the edges becoming fuzzy, leaving behind just the sensation, the feeling, the rush, the impulse. That moment when something becomes real enough, when some part of you says, go. Good. That's what we're going to meet. We're not going to fight it. We're not going to force it away. We're simply going to become curious about it. So, let your attention drift down into your body, following your breath deeper. Notice the warmth, the weight, the movement of your breath, up and down your chest, breathing gently. Those subtle sensations that are always there. But you just need to be quiet enough to notice them. And now, gently, you can find where that sense of rush lives, not as an idea, as a sensation, somewhere in your body. Perhaps there's a tightness in your chest, a quickening in the belly, a clenching in the jaw, a restlessness in the legs. Perhaps it's somewhere completely different. There is no right way. There is no right place. Just scan slowly. Don't hunt for it. Let it reveal itself. When you find it, even faintly, just stay there for a moment. Notice its shape, its temperature, its texture. Does it feel tight, warm, cold? Is it still or moving? Does it have a direction? Does it feel as though it wants to move somewhere? You might even notice it has a colour or an image attached to it. You don't need to understand it. You don't need to change it. Just notice. This is the rush or the stall, the accelerator or the handbrake, whatever form it takes for you, and you've just found it. Now, here's something I love about this practice. You don't have to make this sensation your enemy. You don't have to overcome it. Perhaps it has simply been trying, in its own way, to help you. Perhaps it learned that when sensation becomes intense, movement is easier than staying. And so it moves, or you move, or you disappear. Whatever its history, you don't need to know it today. You can simply meet what's here. Now, if it feels right, bring one hand slowly to the place where you feel the sensation. If it's in the chest, place your hand there. If it's in the belly, just there. If it's somewhere you don't want to touch, simply rest your hand somewhere else that feels comforting. And notice the warmth of your hand, the sensation beneath it, the contrast between them, warmth and movement, stillness and urgency. You don't have to make them match. You can just let them exist together. And now you might quietly say inside yourself, "Oh, it's you." I know. And then you can stay and notice what happens. Don't try to calm the sensation. Don't try to make it disappear. Don't try to make yourself relax. Just stay. One breath longer than you normally would. Feel the hand. Feel the sensation beneath it. And feel yourself remaining here. Not running, not fighting, not fixing. Just present. All you have to do is say, "Oh, it's you." I know, you can stay. And perhaps something begins to change, or perhaps it doesn't. Either is fine. The practice isn't making the rush disappear. The practice is discovering that you can remain present even while it is there. You don't have to obey every impulse simply because it arrives. You can feel it and stay. So just stay here for a little while. Nothing forced, nothing pushed. Just presence. And notice, perhaps the sensation shifts. Perhaps it softens. Perhaps it becomes stronger. Perhaps it moves somewhere else. Perhaps you become aware of another sensation underneath it. Let all of that be welcome. You aren't trying to produce a particular experience. You're learning the shape of your own experience. And if the impulse to speed up comes again, you know it now. Oh, it's you. I know. You can stay. And then, one more breath. Nothing more. One breath. And perhaps another. Because something interesting happens when you stop making the moment something you have to get through. You begin to experience the moment itself, the small sensations, the spaces between them, the warmth beneath the hand, the movement of the breath, the places where pleasure might already be present, quietly, waiting to be noticed. There is no destination here. You don't have to reach some enormous experience. In fact, you might notice something much simpler, that slowing down changes what you can feel. And when you can feel more, you have more choice. You can stay, you can move, you can follow the sensation, you can let it grow, you can let it pass, you can simply remain curious. That is the practice, not controlling the sensation, becoming intimate with it. Now, just take a moment and notice what is here. You stayed, and perhaps nothing terrible happened. The sensation arrived, you felt it, and you remained. Feel the simple fact of that. You can experience the impulse to flee without having to flee. You can experience intensity without immediately needing to change it. And perhaps somewhere inside that space there is another sensation, a little warmth, a little softness, a little curiosity. Maybe even the beginning of pleasure. You don't need to go looking for it. Just notice if it's already there. And if it isn't, that's perfectly fine. This isn't a performance. You're not trying to create a particular feeling. You're simply discovering what becomes available when you stop rushing past the moment. And if something emotional appears, let it be there too. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to decide what it means. Let it move at its own pace. And if at any point in the experience becomes too much, just open your eyes. Feel the room, feel the surface beneath you, and come back. You are always allowed to stop. So before we come back, notice what touched you today. Not a technique, something simpler. A capacity. The capacity to stay. The rush will come again. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. Maybe sometime in the future. But when it arrives, you can recognize it. You might even feel that familiar movement in your body, and you might remember, oh, it's you. I know. You can stay. And one breath, that's enough. You don't have to master this. You don't have to do it perfectly. Just once this week, when you notice yourself beginning to rush, in whatever situation, just pause, feel your body, and stay for one breath longer. That is the practice, and perhaps over time, something else begins to happen. You discover that there is more to pleasure than reaching its destination. There is the anticipation, the opening, the subtlety, the tiny movements of sensation, the pleasure of not knowing exactly where something is going, the pleasure of allowing something to unfold naturally, slowly, curiously, at your own pace. That territory has always been there. You don't have to earn your way into it. You simply have to stay longer, enough to notice it. So for now, just let your attention drift back towards the room. Feel the surface beneath you, the sounds around you. Notice your breath, and perhaps notice your body as a whole, not the rush, just your body. Here, now, and somewhere in the days ahead, you'll be in a good moment. Something will begin to open, and perhaps that old impulse will arrive, the accelerator. And when it does, you might smile inside. Oh, it's you. I know. And perhaps you'll stay. Just one breath longer than before. Not because you have to, because now you know you can. So take one more comfortable breath and let the room become clearer. Feel the weight of your body, the warmth of your hand, and carry that with you. This capacity to stay, this curiosity, this possibility of discovering what lives on the other side of the rush. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, let your eyes open and welcome back.